live. In the meantime, I can try to figure out what I'm doing on my phone. That way I can see comments. Because sometimes I can't see comments on this thing. Ah, ba, 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 ba. Come on. Come on. Um, come on. Bloody heck. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Hello. Um, I'm just trying to get it on my phone so I can see what you guys are saying, if anything. And if you don't notice that, I am back in my office because our new Wi-Fi meshing system works so well that the whole house is covered. And I'm like, yay, it's about dang time. I don't have to worry about trying to connect to anybody. Hello, you 7 people who are not talking, which is fine. Oh, bugger, I forgot to bring a drink in here. This is usually the cup that I put the water in for my little fountain unit over here. So I'm just going to take a sip. Okay, 16 people and nobody's talking, which is, hey. It's funny too because I got a message from a little birdie who basically said that House of Joan and Crafty Queen have basically told their followers not to watch and not to comment. And I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Hey, Ethel. Nice to see you. Missed you this morning. Um, we had a nice morning chat on Jerry Ann's channel. And there was only one problem child. And I just kind of went, you know what? I'm gonna fix this because every time I went to block them, they came back on with a different name, and the person had numbers behind the name like this is how many accounts I have, or this is number such and such from all the fake accounts I have, and basically the person, and I'm gonna assume it was a male, was talking about liking my wife's chest and wanting her to pull up her top. So, after like the fifth or sixth one of him doing that, I just went, here you go. And I pulled up my shirt. Um, and that stopped the person real quick, like, okay, you know. So I was just laughing about the whole thing. Good afternoon, Sophia. Yeah, we were kind of like looking forward to have you on there. Now, all the members or people who've been with us since the beginning would have been online at the same time. Um, but there's always, you can always rewatch it and recap it and all that fun stuff. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not liking what YouTube has done by not like you can watch the playback, but you don't get to see all the comments. And part of the comments are part of the whole ordeal. It helps you understand who's saying what to who and what's going on and why is Jim doing crazy stuff on Jerry's channel and that kind of thing. But we've been, I don't want to say crazy busy, but we've been working pretty hard around here, the best of our ability. Granted, it's slow, but still. Um, I don't know if I'm having problems because of this room or the internet, but according to my phone, the internet has full bars. So I'm just gonna take my phone off the internet, see what happens. If we have a freeze like that again, I'll just pick up my whole device and move it into the kitchen. I was hoping I wouldn't have any problem with that because yesterday we literally had to reboot or redo the whole mesh system, and finally all the nodes that were part of the mesh system connected, and it's a brand new system. So I'm just kind of like, but um, interesting how there's 23 people or 31, 37 people on here, and only one, two, three people are actually talking. Lisa, yes, everything is going well. I had a little bit of, and I don't know if it was because I ate later than normal, but I had a little bit of the shakes basically, and ate breakfast, and that was fun trying to eat eggs and sausage with a fork while your hand is doing this, and I checked my blood pressure and whatnot. Everything was fine there, so I went and ate a zebra cake, and I'm starting to feel a whole lot better. So I'm like, okay, maybe my sugar was lower than it should be, or lower than it's supposed to be. Come on, is that low, high, or indifferent? Oh, come on, just all right, shut off. So I was like, maybe I waited too long to eat. Um, that's why I don't usually eat stuff like that unless I have an emergency, like my sugar, my hands doing this. Um, but I don't eat them that often, so it's like I've got control of that. So it's not like I'm scarfing them down every other day. And if I had certain kinds of fruit, yes, I would eat, like a banana or something like that. But I don't have any of those kind of products in my house right now. Um, how long were you pre-diabetic? That's the thing is I don't know how long I was pre-diabetic. Years, I think it was, and we did have a fairly decent diet. It's just when all the health food that you should be eating is at a, it basically takes up most of your food budget. Um, yeah, things kind of go, oh well, I guess we can't do that, can't do this, but you know, knowing that I'm type 2 diabetic for the last month or so, 2 months maybe. I don't know. I lost track of how long ago I found out. Um, I we started getting on the, well, we were on a health kick until, like I said, uh, food market and whatnot. The put it this way, the price of like healthy food um, with that same price. You can buy a lot of chips and dip and candy and for the same price. You can get more chips and dip and whatnot than well, let's say a head of lettuce is like, last time I looked, a head of lettuce was almost $4.50, and you can get two bags worth of chips for the same price. It's crazy. um Yeah, I know you popped on towards the end of the whole ordeal. Hopefully, you went back and watched it. Um, we had a little bit of fun this morning. You would not like the menu. I don't know. It depends on what your menu is, because my Nordic diet had a lot of good healthy food. And what I liked about that book was at the bottom of each recipe was the specs, how much carbs to sugar to fat to sodium level. Um, yeah, well, like I said, that was last time I looked. Usually, what Joanne and I do, if we, if we budget or do our budget just right, we usually buy like a bag or two worth of pre-cut lettuce. Which, yeah, that's a little bit more expensive than just buying a head of lettuce. But if I can get like a head or two of lettuce and some carrots and cucumbers and those pre well, actually I got a ham in my refrigerator. I want to cut up into tidbits for salads. Because that's what I used to do, and then I got lazy and said, just get the bag of lettuce. So, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, once in a blue moon, I get the desire for like corn chips, like the cheddar or nacho bugles, and that will last me a very long time. They usually end up getting stale before I finish them. I would love to grow my own. It's just I don't. I have a brown thumb. Most things I've tried to grow end up dying on me. Um, I because and then out here I'd have to have like either um, a raised herb garden or some or a vegetable garden, so the critters don't get into it. The only critter be worried about getting into would be like the deer and the masked bandits who climb objects just to get into my garbage can. So well, there was one point in time about a year ago, lettuce was close to four and a quarter. But like I said, this was like during the pandemic, and I think that's when all the prices went up um, because of the pandemic, but not a lot of it went back down. And I'm just kind of like, well, that's when I go, okay, let's get on the internet and go, okay, how much is this at Walmart? Oh, okay, let's check Price Chopper. Let's check Kroger. Let's check Aldi's. Aldi's is usually got the cheapest produce. Um, and then Price Chopper, because I'm on food stamps, they have this program where if you're using a food stamp card or something like that, your produce is discounted. Um, so I'm happy for that. Um, and right now with the way things are, beggars can't be choosers. So between the food stamps, there's a group called Grace, and they basically you sign up for their program, and they give you once a month a box of food. And then there's a Cherokee Nation food drive, or not food drive. I forgot what it's called, but it's ran by a Cherokee church or something like that. They get a big truck that comes in once a month or twice a month. I can't remember what it is. And then there's another group that you can get food from them once a month. So it really depends on what kind of charity groups or groups like that will help out the needy or those who just don't make enough money or don't have enough money to um, get everything they need. Um, yeah, well, it's. I'll be honest with you, Anne. Um, I would. I've said this multiple times. If I had if I had the right money and can do it, I would move back to Europe. I've been in Europe once. That was Germany back in the '80s. My dad was stationed there. But yeah, I would love to move back to certain parts of the UK or um, towards Wales, basically, or what was not Wales. Is it Wales? It was a part of England during the time of the Norsemen or Vikings, however you want to put it. That there was a section of southern England that the Danish Norsemen or Vikings had control for a very long time, and they called that section of land the Dane Laws. Um, and I think it ran from Adrian's Wall southern corner of Adrian's Wall, straight through to either what is now known as Wales, or I can't remember exactly without pulling out my books, and they're packed away. But I have ancestry from that section of England, through my ancestry of the Danes. It's kind of strange because there's five known Norse or well, yeah, Nordic countries. That's Iceland, Finland, Sweden, Norway. Wait, Iceland, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. So yeah, um, yeah. So I've got ancestry from Sweden, Finland, Denmark. Yeah, I've got ancestry connecting all but Iceland. I have no Icelandic in me, but I have German, I have Scots, Irish, British, basically all of the UK. Um, I think that's about it. Maybe more, but I'm not sure because of my mom's side of the family. Well, we know mom's side of the family pretty well. It's my dad's side of the family that I got a DNA test. Mom for Christmas one year got me one of those ancestry.com DNA kits, and um, I did that and went, oh well, I knew about the Scots, Irish, and British and German. I did not know about the other countries. So I was like, oh, okay, because um, my father's cousin's brother, or he's also a cousin. Um, I know Ireland is not the UK. It's the northern part of Ireland, which is mom's side of the family. Um, that's why we laugh. We laugh about a lot of things between mom's side of the family and dad's side of the family. But we we had basically a cousin. I call her a cousin, even though not a cousin, who swore up and down that we were related to Daniel Boone and we had Cherokee in our bloodline and blah 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 blah. And she had a book that she created for the Henson, and but she wanted to charge family members $50 per book. Yeah, $50. And of course, my dad used to say that she was batshit crazy, but but then when I did the DNA kit, I'm like, this woman doesn't know nothing, because Native American of any form did not show up in my DNA, results. So yeah, yeah. Um, my Wiccan, pagan, and Nordic roots may go way back on both sides of my family, mostly my mother's side. So I'm pretty much full-blooded Nordic with approximately 4% German. I think I'm opposite. I think, and this is what I joke about because I did a lot of research once I got my DNA kit, and the Dane laws, which was in Britain during the time of the Nordic people, which were Danish Vikings. Um, I have like a small percentage of Dane. I have a small percentage of Finn, Swede, Nordic, or Norway. Um, a couple percentage of Scotland and Ireland and German. Most of my DNA is like Southern English and what they call Welsh. And I'm like, well, you got to realize there was a time when the Danes were in control of Britain. So my Danish DNA was just got watered down by um, the English part. But to me, it doesn't matter what percentage of what nationality you have. It's how connected you feel to that nationality, and I feel pretty connected to the Scandinavian part of my family, and most of the Nordic or Scandinavian, however you want to put it, it's from my dad's side of the family, because the German is both my dad and my mom. The Scots Irish are mom, Irish is dad, the British is mom and dad. And the biggest joke was, one of the biggest jokes was that my father's ancestors raided part of Britain, and that's where my mom's side of the family comes in. So we have a lot of jokes about our family and how we're interconnected throughout history. Um, Harvest Moon is Harvest Moon is weak. Also, Jim, just a reminder: increase. You need to change up anything in case. Okay, yeah. Um, I forgot what I was going to charge up. Oh, I have a couple of bracelets that I want to recharge. Possibly the necklace I wear all the time probably needs a good recharge. Um, Now, if the harvest moon falls on a Thursday, which is Thor's Day, um, yeah, I'm gonna definitely recharge my necklace because it's got Thor's hammer and it's got Odin's compass on the necklace. Um, I probably need to clean the band, the wedding band that's on here. It's one. Jay and I have three different wedding bands. We have this one that I wear, which is actually got Elvish language on there from Lord of the Rings. And then we have a standard wedding band, and then we have these wedding bands that when they're clean and whatnot, it looks like leaf knot work, where it's leaves knotted together to make a band. Um, but I thought it was sterling silver, but I don't think it is because it turned black on me, probably from being against my skin too much. So Tuesday, well, Tuesday, that's a good day too. You know, God of Justice. So, and yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks. And you can email me anytime you want to, or if my number is down there somewhere, you can text me. Um, but I know my if it's not on my channel, Jerry has it on hers, my email address. But it's just really simple. I mean, hey, let me type it out so everybody can see it. Of course, I hope I don't get a flood of people, but it's pretty easy for me to remember. Um, but it's also kind of funny. Um, Even though I use my email address all the time, or the particular email all the time, I have another email that I try to use mainly for work. Just checked, and yes, it's Tuesday the 17th. Okay, Tuesday. All right. Um, there's a band that I listen to. It's a Nordic band. It's called Brothers in Metal, and they have a lot of different. They have a song for just about every god. They have one for Tyr. They have one for Freya. They have one for Thor. Um, they even have one. Um, I can't remember the name of it now. Or what? Well, they try call it the Trickster. It's basically a song about Loki. Um, so I mean, I love them because they take old folklore, fork, old folklore with modern day metal music, and they basically wear leather and furs all the time. And I would love if that band came to America because I would be like, I don't care where. If they've got only one show, I will sell my freaking underwear to some sycophant just to get to that concert. No, I won't do that. I won't go that low, but I'll do everything I could to get to the concert. In fact, theater, my Norwegian band that I listen to, they were in, I can't remember if it was Chicago or Kansas City, but I was like, oh crap, they just went through the states, and I didn't realize it because I would have tried to go to the the Kansas City concert. The other place they went to, I was like, oh man, if we could have gotten there and found a place to stay for at least 24 hour, go get up there, go to the concert, sleep in a hotel room or sister in law's house or a cousin's house, and then drove back to here and all, I would have been like, yeah. But one, the tickets were I can't remember how much the tickets were, but they were like a decent price. I mean, like $25 a person, an adult. But it's just the expense, the gas price, the road food, where we're going to stay, that kind of stuff would have been different. Tonight we are having cream chip beef, or as my father used to like it, SOS. Even though the original recipe that I going to be cream chip beef. I don't know if mom's on here. I didn't see her name pop up, so I don't know. Oh, yeah, she popped up there to say Ulster. And the Ulsters of Northern Ireland, which is under British control. And yeah, I don't think I would want to be in that area if I moved to even Southern Ireland. The main reason why, besides money and whatnot, the main reason why we haven't even tried to move to Europe is all the places that we have either ancestral connections to or places that we want to live is gets cold in the wintertime. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if we lived somewhere like England or something like that, I would understand a little bit better what a lot of British people call London pea soup. Um, so it's one of those like yeah. We had joked around about like, oh yeah, maybe we can move to like southern Germany or something like that because it's just places that I wanted to live. Hello, Margaret. I'm glad you're here. Something flashed across my screen. I don't know what it is. Um, Check to see if it's important because if it's not important, I'm not going to worry about it. But don't look. No, I can deal with that later. It's not like a 911. But yeah, I have because I've been doing a lot of like research, and I'm about ready to talk about something that I normally do not. But I have been doing research if Mr. Trump becomes our next president again. Um, I'm I'm out of the states. I don't care if I live up in Toronto, Canada, or someplace like that. I know Toronto's not in Canada, or is that Canada? I don't know, but I watched the last debate that I watched. Actually, they Harris and Trump were there, and I um I had to laugh because of what was being said on one side. I'm not going to say who because I know there are people who support one person, the other, and a lot of other people support the other person. But I'm just one of the reasons why I don't deal with politics is it's what is it? A politician is either smiling and kissing babies or stealing candy from the same baby. Um, it's hard to follow sometimes, so it's kind of like, but I don't know. I do accept friend mail. Marguerite, you sent me some friend mail not too long ago. You sent me, was it Marguerite? Was you Marguerite or somebody else sent me a package from a German deli there in California? And yeah, that was really good. That was really nice, and I loved every bit. Mom's partaked in some of it, but for the most part, me and Jerry ate it. Because mom's not into sauerkraut. She likes bratwurst. I can't remember what else was in some cookies or something like that that mom liked. So I do accept friend mail. I mean, I don't ask for it actively, um, but I'm always in the background going, hey, if somebody sends me friend mail, I'm going to be, I'll be happy because I can't see it in this room because I don't have them all hanging up. But Nellie has sent me tapestries. Sheila has sent me a tapestry or two. They both sent me friend mail, basically. So um, I accept um, anything that's given from the heart is accepted by the heart. I don't sit there and look at people's friend mail going, "Oh man, why did I get this?" Um, so yeah, friend mail is acceptable. I have never had a problem with that. Neither does Jerry. Um, but Marguerite, to be honest with you, it's your choice. You've got um, you've got little ones to take care of, so take care of your family before you try to take care of sending something to me. But I do appreciate the thought. Um, I don't use. I'm trying to stay on board, but like I said, I don't know what's going on. Um, I think my tablet is trying to connect to whatever source it can. Yeah. Um, but Marguerite, if you have Jerry if you can communicate with Jerry Ann, she'll be more than willing to give you our mailing address because it comes directly to our house, and I'm not going to give out that information over open lines. Um, but like I said, your thoughts and desires to send a care package or a friend package is nice. But like I said, I would rather people. I'm taking these off because they're reflecting. I'd rather people think about their own family first and foremost. I can't take those off. I gotta read comments. This is fun. But am I unfrozen? Can you guys see me again? Am I live? um, but since I have a bulk of you here, somebody please tell me if I'm live, if you guys can see me or not, because I don't want to sit here and talk without you guys being able to interact. Oops. Okay. Okay. Good. Anyhow, I got a before I came to do this, I got a little text message, and that's probably why I only have 35 people here, which is fine. That House of Joan and Crafting Queen is telling their people to boycott me and Jerry. Basically, they don't want us to watch, and they don't want us to make comments. They just, and I think I know why. Because I have, and I'm pretty sure other people have, either gone onto their channels and told them the truth and they didn't want to hear it, or um, they've been reported so many times and they probably finally got a message about it and they said, okay, we're going to just boycott the Hensons, which I'm fine. I really don't need that kind of, I don't need that kind of viewership or stress because, as far as I'm concerned, if if you're going to be on here just to be a nasty little child or misrepresent the people that you're talking about, which is what I hate the most. It's why I don't talk about them, because I don't watch the channels and I don't have enough information to boycott anybody. I just don't want them to talk about us, period, because they're not. 90% of their information is half cocked, or just not. It's straight up lies, and I don't need that kind of crud. And yes, kicking, yay, it's about time, because like I said, they're not really hurting me. I've got plenty. I've got enough of a fan base, or a group of people I would rather have around me to talk with than somebody who's going to interrupt and talk about things that I just don't want to talk about. Because it's like, I mentioned politics earlier. That was just because, it was tough. It was one of the things on my mind. Hello, redheaded storm. Um, I usually don't talk about politics. I don't talk about my family budget, and I don't talk about Jerry. Um, because, well, one of the reasons why I don't talk um, about Jerry a lot on my channel is because I don't want to misrepresent or say the wrong thing about my wife. I mean, that was a problem in the past, is I would say something and then either was told by her that what I said was wrong, or she's like, oh great, I gotta go correct it. And that's when people go, oh, you know, this or that, or one thing or another that's not true either. And it's like, no, no, I didn't exactly lie the first time. I just didn't have all my information in my head properly. So it's just like, talk about what I know, talk about myself, talk about what's going on around the house, things like that. So it's kind of like one of those, you know, most of you guys, when you talk, like right now, Marguerite and Kicking and Wicked are talking amongst themselves. I don't mind that. But um, when I get a group of people who are talking about stuff, even if they're talking about, between themselves, when they start talking about stuff that has nothing to do with, I mean, okay, talk amongst yourself, but don't have 15 of your best friends or your cronies from your channel come on here to be disruptive. Um, right now, I'm not disrupted by what's going on between Marguerite and Kickin' and Wiccan. I'm actually quite interested. I'm glad to see what what they have to say about themselves, or their lives, or how they feel, or you know uh, Marguerite's little girl. I guess that's Marguerite's daughter's name. I don't know. I don't always know who's who and what's what. A lot of times I just kind of go, oh, okay, it's interesting. But for the most part, it's like, I am tired of. I'm glad they decided to boycott my channel. Um, I was Part of me is like, oh, they boycotted my channel. I wonder why. Don't care. I mean, yeah, I'm curious, but I'm not gonna go. Ooh, let's go over to their channel and see what's going on. Okay, they're not talking about me or Jerry, so unless they're using code, and I'm pretty good at breaking codes. So it's like, besides their codes, I mean, like when they created the two puppets, Timmy and Timmy and Tammy, or whatever the heck it was. Um, I recognized and realized really quick that, okay, Crafting Queen made, yeah, that's right, Crafting Queen made these puppets to make fun of me and Jerry. What they do? I grew up in the military. I've heard it all. I've heard the good. I've heard the bad. I've heard. Oh, get some light. There we go. So it's like, it doesn't bug me. It irritates me because they're not because of the fact that they're making fun of me. God, they can make fun of me all they want. It's just, be honest about it. Don't lie. Don't create a fantasy that's not true. Um, I'm having a hard enough time trying to be an adult at 53 and not fantasizing about stuff that I will never, I don't know if I'll ever get it or not, or It's not even part of reality. It's just a fantasy to entertain my brain. You know. Oh, tonight's dinner we're making cream chip beef, or the military would call it SOS. Um, and if you don't know what SOS means in the food the food part, just ask and I'll tell you what it is. Um, Most people might know it, especially if they've been military oriented in one way or another. Whether you grew up in the military or you were in the military or you know somebody or a family member was in the military or is in the military, you might have heard the the word SOS and then heard it translated for the non-military populace. Okay, I can't. Yep, you're right on kicking shit on a shingle. That's what it was called. Because in the military, it wasn't chipped beef; it was ground beef or something like that, and it looked the gravy was brown instead of white, and it looked like shit on a shingle, a piece of dried up toast. You were hoping that the gravy was you had a lot of gravy to soften up that hardtack of a piece of toast. Like, when was this toast made? What? Yesterday. Um, but yeah, but yeah, the military had a lot of interesting terminologies. Um, Shit on the shingle was one of our favorites because when I was going through boot camp, and I did go through boot camp just because of breathing issues, I didn't make it all the way up through boot camp. Um, that was a running joke, you know, in my platoon. It's like, what's gonna be for lunch? Shit on a shingle. Yeah. What's for dinner? Shit on a shingle. Oh man. You know, it was a joke with us. How am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling better now that the shakes have gone away and my sugar has leveled out. And today is Sunday. Usually we don't do anything on Sunday. I am going to clean dishes and probably fold and put away clothes. Other than that, I'm not going to do any heavy lifting or anything like that. Sorry, I was moving around. But otherwise, my spirits are high. I'm feeling pretty good. Even though it's gloomy and rainy outside, I'm not as like, "Ugh, it's rainy and it's gray." Now, I'm actually doing pretty good. Um, this morning, I was just kind of like, we'll see. And then, even though I ate, a protein filled breakfast, I was just feeling like I was having eating trouble with the fork because my hands were so shaky. It's like the food would shake off the fork. I was like, maybe I should go get like a spoon. I'm like, no, because it'll probably fall off the spoon too. Why waste my time to get a different utensil? Um, yeah, yeah. We joke about the thing. I think the one thing that's been helping out a lot lately, especially with me and Jerry, is w- we're joking around more. We're not so like uptight serious because, um, well, I woke up with a 99 as a sugar level this morning, and it's been lower, and I've never had any problems. But for some reason today, it wanted to be a problem. Um, so normally 99 don't affect me, but there was one time I had it at 88, and I felt fine. So I don't know what happened this morning. We don't know. Jerry and I were like, it could be stress. It could be low sugar. It could be this. It could be that. And I had a zebra cake or a zebra roll is what they're called. Um, and I started feeling fine. That's probably one of according to Jerry Ann, it's not low, but I still have to talk to my doctor about that because my doctor when they set me up with a um, a tester, um, a glucose, or yeah, I think it's called a glucose tester. Um, the doctor never gave me like what your high or your low should be. So I'm like, eh. So yeah, like I said, everybody has it differently. I mean, I spent most of my youth um, drinking Mountain Dew and eating whatever I wanted, and my my diet when I didn't feel like cooking or nobody was around to cook was basically Mountain Dew and Doritos. Um, so I mean, that's all right. Um, but I I when I was younger, I won't be honest with you. When I was younger, when my dad was alive, and I this is one of the reasons why I worry about my diabetes because he didn't watch his blood sugar, he didn't watch what he was eating, he wasn't really dealing with doctors, and he passed away because basically because of diabetes. Um, on the other hand, I'm like, doctor, let's go see a doctor. Okay, I'm diabetic. What can I eat? What can't I eat? What do I need to do? Um, yeah, I'm like literally doing the opposite of my dad. I'm like, no, no, I'm gonna fight to live to be at least 70, if not somewhere in my 60s. I don't know. I could take after my mom's side of the family. They have basically the same issues, but she had an aunt that lived to be 99 years old. She would have been 100 the year she cracked her hip and ended up dying. Um, I think that's because the fact that after she cracked her hip, she slowed down. And because she wasn't as active as she was before, I mean, all the things that could have gotten her finally collided at once. But she was almost 100 years old. So it's like I could go this way or I could go that way. I figure, okay, if I don't listen to the doctors, I'll go that way. My my dad's side of the family. If I listen to my doctors, I can go my mom's side of the family, and who knows how long I'll live. Um, so it's just like, eh. Of course, all right, hold on, you guys are going a little fast. Let me just. Right, listen to what your doctors say. Yeah, you see them firsthand. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, redhead. Let's see, you're kicking. I wish I lived closer to you, Jim. I'd take you into different hiking every weekend, buddy. That's what my family does for fun. You know what, kicking? You live upstate New York. I thought you told me it once. If I could afford to live up there, if me and Jerry could afford to move back up there, she'd be happy because at least she'd be in New York State. She can go down south to visit her families, or they can come up north to visit us. Um, I mean, there's a lot of things that I know about of upstate New York just from people I've talked to. That it's beautiful country. It's got a lot of woodland. Oh, you live in Rhode Island. That might be a little bit too far north for me. I don't know. Um, but okay, Rhode Island. But still, I mean, the Northeast, a lot of what I've seen of the Northeast via video and pictures and people I've talked to, they say it's a beautiful country. It's got a lot of wooded areas. Um, yeah, I would definitely want to go up there and learn what I could from you. Um, because you and I have similar interests. Just you're the one living it. I'm not. Um, oh, New York's farther north than Rhode Island. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, not by much, but yeah. Um, oh, I know. I try to eat a lot of natural proteins, and vegetables, whole grains. I think the doctor wanted me to stay away from certain grains because um, they can cause diaphragmalia. It's something to do with your intestinal. It could do damage to your intestines. But I do watch. I mean, I've got this guy that I've been listening to on YouTube. I don't know if he's a nutritionist or what exactly he is, but he talks a lot about the foods, the do's and don'ts about various foods for a diabetic, including um, the first video I saw of his. He talked about like 5 different drinks to have before going to bed, and it was like chamomile tea, mint tea, ginger tea, and I'm like, I have those in the house. Why don't I drink those before I go to bed? Because they're supposed to be bedtime drinks to help you not only fall asleep, but it's supposed to help do other things internally. And I'm like, okay, I need to watch this guy more and take notes. Um, I've tried to do that a couple times. She gets a little hyper and wants to like she doesn't walk a straight line. She's like all over the place. So it's like yeah. Actually, we do have a dog park here in Rolla where you can sit down on a bench and let the dog run all over the place because it's fenced in. So I've been like, yeah, I can do that. I can take her up there and let her run around. Oh yeah, teas have I mean, all different kinds of teas have various benefits, especially the natural teas. My thing is like when I got on this the diabetic information, and one of the things they said was certain caffeines are good for you, certain caffeines are bad for you. And somebody said, "Oh yeah, you can drink coffee." Well, this one video I watched of this guy said, "No, don't drink coffee. Coffee is not good for a diabetic." And I'm like, okay, is it the caffeine or is it something else about the coffee? But like I said, I'm probably gonna watch this guy as much as I can, take notes, because some of the information sounds like, okay, yeah, that's probably what I should be doing. Some of it is just like, who made this decision? And I'm trying to actually look for nutritionists that are certified nutritionists, medical grade nutritionists, to um, to watch and listen to. Um, yeah. Well, I don't know, because Jerry's interested in it, but she's not as like diving into it as much as I am. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that my doctor, when they said that I was diabetic, or she said I was diabetic, didn't like put in a script to go see a nutritionist. Um, so what I might end up having to do is look at Mercy, which is the primary hospital I use, and see if they have nutritionists that will take my insurance. And that's the other thing is like, there's basically 3 things I want to do. Um, I want to go find a nutritionist that takes my insurance. I want to find a dentist that takes my insurance so I can get my teeth fixed, because I was told many times the condition of my teeth also affects the condition of my heart. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to do that. I need to see, well, I have a foot doctor, but I need a foot doctor who's knowledgeable in diabetic problems that your feet can have. So yeah, um, your doctor can connect you with a nutrition. Okay, yeah. Actually, I have an appointment coming up this week to see my new primary, and I'm going to ask her about finding a nutritionist. And maybe she can even tell me if there's well, I might have to look for myself, a dentist that takes my insurance. Um, uh, yeah, if they did set me up with a nutritionist, I have not gotten a call yet. So I don't know. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things I want to try to do now that I know I'm full blown diabetic, and I've been wanting to fix my teeth. But the problem is most of the dentists in this area do not take my insurance, so I've got to find a dentist either under Mercy or I don't care if I have to drive all the way out to Springfield or something like that, but a dentist that takes my insurance so I can get them fixed because not because of the way I look, because I really don't care about my looks. I mean, I am who I am, and I like who I am, and that's all that's all that matters. But knowing health wise what I'm living with makes me concerned. So it's kind of like one of those, yeah, I need to fix it. So besides the different surgeries or different things, 99 is normal. Okay, actually, I'm pretty sure it is, but there are mornings when I wake up when I've got blood sugar levels in the 90s where I go, does that have to do with anything about how I feel? Or is that just, as Jerry said, depression, which that could be the same thing. Well, that's the thing. It's the coffee that's okay. It's the creamer that we use, and we've been using. We don't use regular creamer. We don't use like some store bought creamer. We use sugar free syrups to flavor the coffee, and then we use half and half to change the color of the coffee. I guess you'd say. And I don't use regular sugar in my coffee. I use either honey or some other natural alternative. Um, yeah, I don't use like regular creamers. Most of the creamers we've ever used in the past were like sugar free. I was using regular until I found that I was diabetic. I went, I don't like sugar free coffee creamers because they taste weird to me. But oh, see you kicking. I'm glad that you got on here. Um, there's like we're trying to find alternatives so we can have a healthy lifestyle. Um, so it's one of those. Hi Corey. It's one of those things where it's like yeah, but that's the way it is. Corey, sorry to say this, but I'm about ready to get off. Um, excuse me. I have a few things that I want to do before we start dinner, even though it's early. And honestly, I'm getting tired, and I've been trying not to get tired because I don't want to take a nap today. I want to try to stay up throughout the whole day and be able to fall asleep shortly after I get climb in bed. Um, so, but any any questions before I decide to sign off? Because I've got devices to charge and things to do. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. If not, I'll probably be signing off. Okay. All right, everybody. Seems like you don't have any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and say good evening. Enjoy your week. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's the same one. Go ahead and enjoy. Have a good rest of your Sunday. What do we got here? Yeah, it's good to chat with people who are going to be sincere with their questions and their attitudes. I am pretty sure we'll have a good rest of our day. Monday is going to be busy because I think both me and Jerry have appointments. So, but anyhow, I will see you guys hopefully Tuesday. depending on what's going on. I'm been trying to aim for later time, earlier, not later, earlier times to have my lives. So until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.